Welcome back, Raider Nation and my champions. This is Eric, and in this video we're going to cover our Week 3 matchup against the Miami Dolphins. Now, some people are saying that this could possibly be a trap game. I will pull the regular season schedule up here. Obviously, we've won those first two games against tough AFC North opponents who were in the playoffs last year. And then we have the Chargers the week after on Monday Night Football. And let's face it, Miami, especially without Tua Tagovailoa, they got the backup Jacoby Brissett in there. This could be considered an inferior opponent, but they do have some weapons, and I'm going to get into those right now. As usual, we're going to start on the defensive side of the ball, and we're going to have our full complement of starters on the defense. As far as the injury report, of course, we lost Gerald McCoy week 1, and we have Quentin Jefferson, Solomon Thomas, and Darius Philon cycling out there as well, doing an admirable job. We only have two players that are deemed out on the defensive side, and they're both backup safeties, Dalvin Levitt with that concussion and Roderick Teamer. Now, I will get to Richie Incognito and Josh Jacobs once we get to the offensive side of the ball. Now, as far as Miami, they have a few dings, but everybody is active except for Tua Tagovailoa, obviously, who had that rib injury, so he will not be playing. In comes Jacoby Brissett, and I would say even with them fully active, I'm going to say that this is probably the most inferior offensive line that we have faced this season. Now, granted, it's only week 3, but Austin Jackson didn't play too well, especially last week. Liam Eichenberg filled in for him. And Jesse Davis is hurt. I don't know how long he's going to be able to play. It looks like he's going to start, but I don't think he's going to play a full game, especially against Max Crosby. Going to get his lunch eaten. And I think Eichenberg's probably going to fill in for him on the right side. But even then, the interior line, nothing to be scared about. And that's where I put my first key to the game is controlling this interior. Not only for the run game, but getting that interior pass rush presence. Getting right into Jacoby Brissett's grill. And that's going to help us minimize these weapons because I do have some underrated weapons here, especially with Mike Gesicki at tight end. Will Fuller's going to be back off of injury. Jalen Waddle, the rookie. And, of course, Devontae Parker has been a stalwart there for years. Not only controlling this line is going to help us minimize this passing attack, it's also going to minimize what I have as my second key to the game, and that is stopping Myles Gaskin. Now, if you remember last season, Myles Gaskin came back from injury, played us, and just tore us apart, especially in the receiving game. He had 2 receiving touchdowns. He is an absolute threat after the catch. Think of him as a poor man's Austin Eckler. That's how I see him. He is very dangerous. I think he's the most dangerous player on this offense. And we're going to have our linebackers be on their A game and stop this guy in passing in the flat. I'm not so worried about the running game. I don't think they're going to be able to run inside. The outside running game and that passing from the flat, those short passes, those could very well hurt us. Now, as far as the offensive side, I did sound the air raid signal again. Derek Carr is leading the league in passing yards. But with this matchup, more so than Baltimore or Pittsburgh, I think we have a solid opportunity to run the ball as well. That's not to say we're going to primarily run, of course not, with Richie Incognito out. And Josh Jacobs listed as doubtful, but for all intents and purposes, I don't think he's even going to see the field on Sunday. So I'm thinking that we can still run the ball. Miami is 5th worst against the run. This front 7 does not really scare anybody. And I think that's going to be our first key to the game, kind of finding an inside running game, looking for those holes, especially with Drake and Barber involved. And I think that we can have some decent success there. Not only is that going to help us, obviously, with the running game, time of possession, etc., but it's also going to keep this pass defense honest. And that's where their bread and butter is. Jason McCourty here, Jones, Xavier Howard. They're more of a pass type of a defense, more than rushing the passer or stopping the run, as we've seen in previous weeks. And what I'm thinking that's going to happen here, as far as the passing side, I wouldn't be surprised if they put Xavier Howard one-on-one with Waller at times. I think he's going to bounce between Waller and Ruggs. And it wouldn't surprise me either if they have a 2 deep on Ruggs, because Ruggs is getting the attention now. And he's starting to gel with Derek Carr. Obviously, that first half of the Baltimore game, we didn't really see it. Second half started going. And then last week, obviously, with that backbreaker bomb to him, I think people noticed. I think they're going to keep somebody back there so they don't get destroyed by Ruggs as well. And there's going to be a combination of that and bracketing Waller, basically double teaming him as well because he's still our most potent weapon. So that brings me to my next key. That's getting Bryan Edwards and Hunter Renfrow involved. I think the Miami's defense is going to cue to stop these two guys or at least slow them down. And this is going to bring opportunity for Edwards. He's been heating up as well. It would not surprise me if he ended up with more yards than Ruggs in this game. And then Hunter Renfrow is facing Justin Coleman. We'll be facing him. That's their nickel back. Again, not a big threat, in my opinion, to stop Hunter Renfrow. I honestly think that this is a trap game because I don't think Miami's as good as our team. And we should be able to win by double digits. Again, we just got to play disciplined football and keep to these keys of the game. And we're going to be talking about the keys to the game and much more during our live stream at halftime of the Raiders-Dolphins game. I'm going to be sharing with you my good, bad, and ugly of the first half. And I want to get your opinions and interact with you and what you've seen during the first half. Now, we've done this for the past 2 games. We had a lot of fun with it. And I encourage you to come out and join us. This video was brought to you by Chucky's Protein Powder, your likes and subscribes. If you have any comments, put them in the section below. I read every comment, and if I've had enough tequila, I'll probably respond to your comments as well. If you want to catch up to our previous videos or our playlists, they're right here. Thank you for watching and supporting this channel, and as always, go Raiders.